Okay, hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm going to do a quick pick a card reading. It's going to be for anyone on your mind that you are not in contact with or you're in no communication with, whether it's been a small amount of time or a longer amount of time, or someone maybe that you just you don't know what's really going on with them, but they're still on your mind and you're kind of wondering what happened or what messages they have for you, that type of thing. So I have 3 piles. They're already pre-shuffled with a couple of different messages of the decks. I'll timestamp it later so you can find the pile that calls to you, or multiple piles if that's the case. So the first one is a little charm of a dragon. The other one, so maybe I'll hold it up this way. It's like a little parrot in a circle. It's pile 2. The dragon was pile 1. And the last one is a little kind of copper spherical spiral. It's pile number 3. Okay, so we have pile 1, the dragon, pile 2, the parrot in the circle, and pile 3, the copper spherical infinity symbol. Okay, so see whichever pile calls to you, or if all of them call to you, perhaps the timestamps will call to you, and I'll start. I'm going to keep them brief. Okay, we'll start with pile 1. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to use the first card kind of as what the person on your mind feels happened, or how they perceived why the connection kind of dissolved or went into a break, how the person is feeling now, and what message they have for you, or what state they're in right now. I'll use these little cards here just to add and kind of clarify that message, as well as a Doreen Virtue card for kind of an advice / message moving forward. So for the first pile, what we have here is that your person, the person on your mind that you haven't heard from, or you don't really know what's going on, something in this connection made them feel like they needed to have a period of self-reflection to assess this. It was a very strong connection, or the connection evoked very strong feelings in them. They felt it had a lot of momentum and was going in a particular direction, but that itself is what made them pull back, or I don't want to say ghost you, or to kind of disappear. I don't know why that word came to my mind, but almost to kind of become invisible. And they felt it. They felt pulling back was an intense action on their part, but they still did it. In terms of how they're feeling now, they needed that release. They're feeling better about themselves. They're feeling freer. They've had some time to reflect on their own life, which may or may not include the connection as well. They do think about the connection now and again. It might not be their priority, but it is on their mind. And there are times where they do think about reaching out to you, and they have, it's not overwhelmingly negative feelings about the connection. They're positive, but it's still kind of building. Whatever it is they felt about the connection is still in progress. They haven't come to terms with whatever it was that made them feel the need to pull back from the connection. In terms of a message of what they'd want to say to you now, or kind of where their feelings are, where they are at, they're still sorting stuff out in terms of the connection, even though they're starting to feel a little bit better. And this could be anyone, he, she, or whoever. They're still trying to understand what's going on in the inner workings of their mind. They still feel connected to you. They're not they're trying to evaluate what the similarities are, what the differences are, and what it is they want to say. They don't know, and they know that they still need some time apart, or not time apart, but they still need to figure out what it is that compelled them to need to pull back in the first place. They're probably going to stay in that energy for a while, although they want you to know that they are improving and they're feeling better, and in a way that can hopefully repair what was either done, maybe not necessarily for a reconnection, or maybe a reconnection, that's not clear, but they're moving in a direction that is beneficial for your connection in whatever shape or form it'll take. Let's just see what's under the deck here. Yeah. And so they're still kind of feeling, they're still stuck. They haven't moved in terms of what they're feeling about the connection. They're working on themselves, but they're still trying to feel what's going on in this relationship or connection. But they haven't given up yet. They haven't forsaken it. They haven't decided that it's time to walk away or anything. And the advice here is to give your relationship a chance. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean wait for someone, or you put in all the effort if you feel that it's been imbalanced. But it means that if this person reaches out to you, or if they make an effort that is acceptable to your standards or your expectations, that to still allow it to unfold naturally the way it should, and give it a chance. Don't make a decision right now. This is still a work in progress, and it's going to find its natural conclusion. It hasn't found its natural conclusion yet. Okay, so I hope that helps. That's pile number 1. It's just a quick message. We're just going to move on to pile number 2 now. Okay, welcome. So we're now at pile number 2, which was the little parrot in the circle. So, as I explained for pile number 1, the first card is going to be a little bit about how your person perceived what happened between the two of you that caused you guys to pull apart, or for one party to need for a break, or no communication. Kind of what they're feeling or what's on their mind now, what's going on in their lives right now, and if they have any messages for you, or what they're thinking about the future of your guys' connection. Then I'm going to use these little just kind of clarifier cards underneath those 3, and a Doreen Virtue message card. Okay. So I'm just tuning into the energies. For pile number 2, it's different. It's not the same as pile number 1. It's a very distinctly different energy. There was something in this person's past. They couldn't really commit. I don't mean commit in terms of relationship. They just couldn't commit even to this idea of this connection or relationship. And perhaps they couldn't commit the way you wanted as well. Their mind was somewhere else. They couldn't see what was being brought to the table by you. Although somewhere they knew that there was something here, there was something special here. It just couldn't capture their imagination. They could have been at times a little bit like nitpicky with you, or a little bit argumentative, not in a serious way, but kind of sometimes maybe looking for reasons that your connection with them was not going the way they wanted or you wanted, or there could have just been some erratic kind of confusion in the way they interacted with you, or they might have been kind of like always trying to figure out, like learn a little bit more about you or what you wanted, but not necessarily to evolve or grow the connection, but more to kind of overanalyze it and just use that information to think about all the things that might go wrong. Where they are now, they're still in a thinking energy. They're feeling a little isolated from you and the world, and even their friends, but they're still participating in the world. If you follow them, or you're still friends with them, or if you're on their socials, they're still engaged, but they've kind of pulled their energy back in totality. They've probably put up a bit of a hard exterior. They might be a little bit frosty with people or with you, or you get that impression. At the same time, they might have a sense of a lot of determination, like they're doing their own thing, whether it's work or school or just something else in their life, that doesn't feel like it's determined on you. You're going to be feeling this disconnection from whatever your relationship was, and they might seem hyper focused on something else, while at the same time maybe seeming a little detached, but certainly not that not warm. Yeah, they're not feeling warm right now, but they're thinking. They're trying to understand what happened. They're still thinking, whereas before they were just maybe a little bit dejected. Now they're trying to really kind of figure it out. That energy before, where I was saying where they were like overanalyzing things, now they're taking all that information. They're trying to kind of understand things a bit better, still with their head, but just trying to really break it down into its pieces. Unfortunately, I think being in their head so much has made them a little bit skeptical or suspicious of certain things in the world, but they're just moving ahead with the things that are going well for them and kind of ignoring the things that aren't really going well for them right now. They are, enjoying the attention and focus and rewards they're getting in whatever quadrants of their life they're receiving them in now, whether it's work or school or friendships or other romantic relationships. And they don't really want you to know about them, and they don't also want to think about you when they're thinking about it. I'm just going to see what's at the bottom of the deck, as I did with the last one. Oh wow, that's crazy. So we have the same card at the bottom of of the deck as the clarifier for the last card. It's like the Seven of Swords. They're still thinking about things. You might be dealing with an air sign. There's a lot of air energy here, or kind of a sign that demonstrates a lot of like isolated behavior. But yeah, they're going through their own journey still. They're going to control what they let you know. They're going to focus on other things in their life, and they don't want you to know about what they're doing in their life, or they don't want to tell you, either because they don't think you should know, or they care about you and they don't want you to know, or they're just not in a headspace to think about it. In terms of the message / advice card from the romance angels, it's just to they seem to really be in their head. They seem to want to like control the situation in terms of what they think, what others think, what you thought, and not controlling like that they were controlling necessarily, but they're really worried about how things unfold. It could be due to past relationships, or it could be due to their expectations of what they wanted from you. But the situation or the advice for you is just to focus on your own life. They're really in the middle of a process right now, and they're not in an energy which is necessarily safe or positive to have another person in there, or not to have you in there. If you want to have some reconnection with this person or some coming together, you probably need to let this thing breathe a lot longer while they figure out where they're at. Energies change. This is just for whenever you find this reading is when it's going to be relevant. this also feels to me like a transitional, a temporary energy. Where it'll land, I can't tell, but this is not where they're going to be in forever. Um, and they're just they're distracted to the point that you're only going to maybe get hurt if you continue to try to figure it out or think about it. So even though it's really hard to do, just focus on yourself and know that they just weren't ready for you at this time. Okay, I hope that helped pile 2. I'm going to move on to pile 3. Thank you for joining me. Okay, pile 3, welcome. So this is the little copper spherical infinity type symbol pile. So as I explained for the other 2 piles, this is pile 3, and what we have is the first card, which is kind of what how your person feels, what happened between you guys, or why you fell apart, or why they pulled away, their current state of energy, or how they're feeling about the connection right now, and any messages they have for you, kind of an action they're thinking about taking regards to this connection potentially. And these little cards, I'm going to use them for kind of like clarifiers for these first 3, and a romance angel card. Oh, that's nice. For advice or an overall energy moving forward. So for this for the pile, for those who chose pile number 3, it seems that it could have been a matter of timing or what the expectations were in this commitment or this relationship or this connection. It could be that what someone wanted the other couldn't give, or someone wanted to give more than they could, even if you felt that you were fine with how things were. They still really felt the need that they needed to be someone else. They needed to grow into somebody else before they could explore and be who they really needed to be in this connection with you. They wanted you to respect them, not to lose any of your admiration and respect for them. They wanted to maintain their integrity. So they just felt the need that pulling this energy back now would be better for the long-term future of this connection. There might have been an issue of timing. There was love here. There still is emotion in this relationship. I feel that either you or them or both of you didn't really want to have to pull away and take this break, but it was just necessary due to maybe an external factor. Could have been something simple as distance, or it could have been something, like I said, more substantial, like something material, like money, or where you are in your lives, or other families, or familial obligations, things like that. It could be a plethora of things, but it was done in an attempt to save the sanctity of the overall connection in terms of your life, or your lifespan. For how they feel now, what their energy is right now in general, as well as towards you, they have a lot of respect for you. They've always, they're drawn to you. They're drawn into by your energy. If it's relevant, they're attracted to you. They're still inspired by you, and they're feeling like they also are coming into that energy of confidence again. I don't think they lacked confidence when you guys pulled apart, but there was some element of a lacking attitude towards something, not necessarily confidence, but something, like where they wanted more, and they're kind of getting into their power. They're feeling their groove again, kind of. so to speak. They're feeling more fulfilled personally and emotionally. They're feeling like they have the things they need for themselves, for other people, for their friends, their family, for you potentially. They've gotten into a good place. Either the time apart or the things that they had to do has helped, and they've put some effort into things. In terms of what they're feeling now in terms of moving forward or messages for you, I think they want to. They're thinking they really want to maybe reconnect again. Whether it's going to be exactly the nature of it, they're going to figure it out. But whatever was part of the issue that held them back before, they want you to know that they've kind of resolved those issues. They're not feeling as down as they did before. They're not as sad as they used to be. They see the potential that was in what you guys had. So kind of in part, whatever was emotionally the reason that they justified pulling apart is the same reason they now see is why maybe they should be together again with you. A part of them wants to move quickly, and because they're a little bit worried, they wonder if this time apart has damaged your perception of them, but they're confident enough to feel that there's still a chance here. I'm just going to see what's under the deck, as I did with the other two. Oh wow, so we have a kind of a pair here with a King of Queen of Wands, so divine counterparts. I think they see a lot of potential here. They want this to come back into whatever shape it was before, and even better than what it was before. They are ready for this. They want to do it. They're up for the challenge, and if there were any issues or there were things you wanted that they felt they couldn't give, or there were just things they wanted to give you they can't, they feel like they're getting to that place. They're excited about it too, and it's not gonna be hard to push them away, meaning it's not gonna be like I wonder, what's happening. This is king energy here. So it's once they do decide to come in, there's still a little bit of them just planning out the details, but it's going to be good. In terms of the romantic angels, they have romantic feelings for you. They always did. That never left. It was real, and if in case you were worried it wasn't, and it is real, and they want to see where this goes. They think there's potential here, and they want to see where this potential can take them. They're not thinking they might not be planning things out for the long term, but they know this has staying power. They know that this has long-term power, even if they're not working out the details. But yeah, no, this is really nice reading, pile 3. I think this is coming together. I think they're even why the relationship got pulled apart itself was something you guys even knew at that time, that there was a chance of it reconnecting, and I see that it's going towards reconnection. So certainly be open to it if that's what you want when this person comes back, because I see nothing but good intentions here. Anyway, that's it for this little kind of mini quick pick a pile reading for someone that's on your mind, that you're no longer in contact with, not in communication with, or just kind of don't know what's going on in their head, or is pulled back a little bit. Hopefully this helped. Please subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel and like this video for more content like this, as well as I do free readings for mini reads for subscribers on certain days. And would love to have you be a part of this online community. Okay, thanks very much for joining me, guys. Bye.